في سنوات قلائل استطاعت الهيئة أن تصير ذراعا للتنمية الاقتصادية ومركزا للتعاون الاقتصادي الدولي القائم على الشراكة من أجل
several partnerships for development. Now we have an address by Mr. Walid Gamal Eddin, the head of the industrial sector of the Suez Canal Economic Zone. In the name of the Almighty, Mr. Prime Minister, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, the Deputy Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen and attendees, I'm very happy to welcome you today at the Suez Canal Economic Zone in Port Said, in this strategic area of Egyptian land that shows the Egyptian development plan in sustainable development in light of Egypt's Vision 2030, which of course is supported by his presidency, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. I'm very honored today to inaugurate the Abbas Bridge after its development in order to further allow the Port Said Economic Zone and port to further its economic capacity and logistics at the value of 1 billion Egyptian pounds. This shows the importance of this geographic area, especially that it is right by the eastern entry by the port canal. Of course, this new Abbas Bridge allows further technological innovation. First, the first one is the silo capacity, and another project is the new tank terminal, which further develops the port's capacity as a logistical hub in the Mediterranean. These projects come alongside other development works and infrastructural developments and services and technological innovations which allow us to present a multifaceted investment opportunity with the latest technological and infrastructural capacities, allowing further creation of job opportunities and the increase of exports. And of course, the infrastructural developments that have occurred here has allowed us to provide updated services and allowed us to move to digitalized port services. This is a great achievement, and we are seeing it on the ground in Port Said, which we're seeing the two areas that have been reformed, and we are expecting 4 new stations with new availabilities for different industrial and production capacities. We also have a project for the railway national company, allowing more industrialization processes to occur. And this, of course, is all under the umbrella of the industrialization of the country. I'd like to thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister, and of course to all our investors and all the officials that have worked very hard to build a promising future for this country. Please allow me to present some PowerPoints about this new project. With regards to the new industrial sector, we are going to call this year the year of inaugurations, the year of harvesting all the hard work done by the Egyptian government, all the hard work done by the Egyptian government in developing and reforming infrastructure. Since you have visited us in February in Ain al-Sukhna, we are seeing more projects being inaugurated, and this year we are expecting even more projects to be inaugurated by the end of the year in Port Said, as well as Arish Port, as well as Ain al-Sukhna Port, and even Antara, Ismailia. And of course, this is a great achievement, and we can call it a great year for Egyptian ports and the inauguration of new Egyptian ports. Another thing, the industrial area and the economic zone has managed to start new projects. As we will see next Tuesday in Ain al-Sukhna, lots of projects are geared towards export. We have managed since last year to work towards increasing exports now to 2.4 billion US dollars, which is about 6% of Egyptian exports, and I am expecting this number to increase over the next few years as we increase our industrial capacity and the new projects being inaugurated, and over the 260 projects that have been agreed upon. And this will of course increase foreign currency in Egypt. Next week Tuesday, the factory that is going to be inaugurated, we also have contracts that will be signed for exports as well as the domestic market. And now what we're trying to do is replace imports and provide the national needs. And hopefully this will all be shown next week Tuesday. Let me please go straight to the presentation. Very quickly, this area where we are is showing us the developments that has happened in Port Said ports. This has happened over 3 phases. Today we'll be discussing the first phase. This is the blue square, which is our best bridge, which we have seen the reform of this bridge. We've seen the development of silos, which were previous before, but now they've been renewed and refurbished. These silos are very important for storage after they were not in use for years. And of course the liquid products. The collaboration with the Ministry of Transport in the development of this port, as well as the railway, as we've seen it done in yellow and black. And this is very important because these stations now provide us with railway systems and trains all the way to the ports and allowed us to improve our transport infrastructure. And this is a holistic approach which is very, very important. We're also seeing another area for ships, and this is very important, and we've seen this with His Excellency, with the Ministry of Petroleum, and we've seen an agreement that they will be integrated with the Ministry of Petroleum, allowing further capacity for the port area in the near future, and this is another very important development. Another area, the Sharif Basin, we have been studying how we will be able to reform this basin and how we will be able to develop it and further benefit from it to create an area specified for products. As you can see, the importance of this area. Of course, this is the first phase of the port. Another issue is the technological advancement that we've seen, which has been completed. We've also seen a drainage and sewage system which has been developed. We've also seen a fire brigade, which were all in need of refurbishment. Again, this is very important. And this is another area in the port. Even the electricity was renewed, and this whole port really needed a lot of work, and now we've seen a lot of reform over the last period of time. Even the lighting, all the logistical needs for the port have been addressed. Also, the Abbas bridge, which started in 2020, and this has been completed. And as a result of this development, we have received new investment projects, and we have increased its depth from 9 meters to 14 meters, and we can even reach up to 17 meters. And this is very important, the increase of the width of this bridge. We've seen even the refurbishment of offices and fences, also beefing up our security. We have managed to reform the whole area. Also the roads, and we've seen the road networks that have been refurbished and redone, and traffic now has totally improved and become more efficient. Also, we've kept in mind some of the ancient buildings and some of the artifacts that we've also kept, which have existed for over 100 years. These are some of the projects that have been done. For example, the silo companies. Also, this is the petroleum bridge that will be integrated in order to provide more efficient services for the ships. Thank you. And of course, because of the country's belief in the important role of the private sector, we have seen the opportunities and collaborations between the government and the private sector. Now, Mr. Engineer Megid Shafi, CEO of New Horizon Company. In the name of the Almighty, please allow me to welcome His Excellency the Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli in his presence today, and of course the Deputy Prime Minister Mr. Gamal Wazir, and the Minister of Transport Dr. Sharif Farouk, Minister of Supply and Internal Trade, and Lieutenant Osama Rabia, head of the Suez Canal. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very happy by your attendance today with the company's inauguration. This is a very important development for the Port Said terminal. I would like to thank very much the Suez Canal Economic Zone for their support, specifically Mr. Walid Jamaluddin, the head, and his deputies, for all their preparations, and all the officials that took part in this very, very important feat. All the engineers, as well as the people involved in the licenses, I would like to thank you very much for your great efforts and your support of this project, which will definitely work towards the support of the Egyptian economy. I would also like to thank our partners from the UAE and other companies. Lots of... Unfortunately, the head of the company could not attend today, but the assistant, Mr. Hani Mayar, is here today. And I would like to thank them for their support. Over the last 25 years, they have been our strategic partners, and we've had many collaborations together in the industrial sector and petrochemical sector, packaging as well. I would like to thank our team that has worked with me over the last 4 years in this project, all the staff over the last 4 years. Today, the company, this is not our first project in the ports. We've had other projects before. For example, in 2008, we had another project in the petrochemical sector that is needed for industrial usage. Of course, we are servicing over 2,000 factories in Egypt, providing them with the materials needed, plus, of course, our job in exporting the final products. With regards to our company, our dream started from 2017 when the gas fields were discovered in the Mediterranean Sea. Of course, the Zohr field and other fields encouraged us with our partners to support functions of other great companies that work here like BP and Amigas. And we have been very lucky to collaborate with them. And I started to look and search for the ports in the Mediterranean Sea. And we had to look in this area specifically next to Port Said in order to provide efficient transport between the two areas. I obviously visited lots of ports, starting from Damiat to Alexandria, as well as the different ports in Port Said, and finally we settled on this port. We only had one major problem in the beginning, and hopefully and luckily we were supported and assisted by Mr. Walid Gamal about the presence of the Abbas Bridge. We needed this bridge, and through the reform and construction of this bridge, this obviously helped us greatly. The width of the area was only 8 meters, and thank God they took a quick decision to refurbish it and increase its capacity, and as a result of this we settled on this port. We started in 2020. We had quite a few challenges, and of course the COVID pandemic and its consequences were a great impediment, and of course some of the geographical restraints of the sandy land also was an impediment, but we managed to deal with this. Our capacity with regards to our tanks needed great quantities, but we managed to work it out and solve the issue of this soil. We thankfully managed to succeed and surpass all the challenges as a result of everyone's efforts. Can I just please ask now to play a video of the achievements of our project. Welcome to New Horizon Tank Terminal. This is a great achievement on Egyptian land to find logistic solutions to chemical needs, petrochemicals in Egypt.
New Horizon Tank Terminal.
The tank terminal is a very important project in the West Port Said area. and is a result of several partnerships from Petrochem and United Chemicals from the UAE, with expertise spanning over 25 years. This project in West Port Said is in a strategic zone over the Mediterranean Sea. It allows us 50 metric tons for bulk liquid chemicals, allowing us easy import and export access, allowing us over 27 tanks with different capacities from 1,000 to 4,000 meters square, and this allows us to easily receive over 1,000 tons of petrochemicals per hour, allowing us over 400 tons per hour and a capacity for over 300 tons. We have also provided solutions to storage issues. Our terminal has safety, efficiency, as well as innovation as the main foundation cornerstones for the project, with constant regulatory policies being implemented. We use the highest safety measures under international standards. We also allow storage facilities and provide storage capacities for different kinds of chemical solvents and acids, alkalis, amongst others. This is a partnership on Egyptian land. Thank you very much. Providing logistical solutions and ensuring food security in Egypt as a result of storage of grains in Egypt and the preservation of their quality. Another great project with regards to the silos, with Colonel Yasser Mohammed Hakel, the CEO of the Silos Company. In the name of the Almighty, Your Excellency, Mr. Prime Minister, Head of the Egyptian government, alongside Mr. Sharif Farouk, Minister of Supply, please allow us to show this video. The guardians of grains, over a century, and specifically in 1888, the story of agriculture and silos in Egypt started. The National Company for Silos and Storage is a main cornerstone of Egyptian food security. This company, in 1967, started its reforms in order to play a major role in the reception and storage of grains in Egypt, from Alexandria all the way to Safaga on the Red Sea, and Damiat from the west all the way to Cairo. These silos have played a great role in storing over 640,000 tons of grains, over 1,200 tons per hour capacity and efficiency. Today, the company celebrates a new chapter with regards to achievements, the inauguration of its new silos, the Port Said silos on Abbas Bridge in West Port Said, with a capacity of 100,000 tons storage and over 1 billion Egyptian pounds in costs. This great project has been able to come to life with several collaborations between the company and other Egyptian companies. The silos are made of 8 big cells, over 32 meters and 29.5 meters long, in order to receive cars and railway trucks and automated storage of grains. Every grain is tested in the lab by the company in order to ensure its quality and ensure the safety of the grain and the product. Also, the quality of the grain is established with regards to the kind of the grain in order to allow for the best quality of Egyptian bread that arrives in every Egyptian home. And after storage, we start a new journey with regards to transportation, either through rail or road or even water. We have over 6 million tons per year of grains being transported. This is all done through an electronic system and in an efficient manner. All this comes after great efforts under His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who has done a great effort with regards to the infrastructural reform of Egyptian ports and road networks. Because bread is every citizen's right, our company has always worked to provide food security for Egyptians and ensure the availability of bread regardless of any challenges. This is Egypt, and here are the Egyptian men. And these Egyptian silos are protecting Egyptian grains, allowing a great work in progress over 135 years. We would like to congratulate the Egyptian people and the sons of Port Said for today's national project in inaugurating the West Port Said area. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A great achievement follows another day after day, all adding to the efforts by Egyptian sons and daughters in this regard. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and all attendees. And now we go to the West Port Said zone to inaugurate these new projects. Thank you.